satisfied after making the switch. Too, the customer satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. MediShare works. It's been around for more than a quarter century, and members have shared more than $3 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. A very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. 833-34-BIBLE. That's 833-34-BIBLE. 833-34-BIBLE.
The following is an America Matters media production. The views expressed do not necessarily represent those of the station or its advertisers, although we think they should. But that's the opinion of America Matters Media.
This is Kenny McCormick, CEO of Celtic Fish, and your host of Geek Speak, sponsored by Data. Thank you for listening on KFOY 1060 AM or on the web at americamatters.us. Now let's get to the show. Hey everyone, today I got my guest, Jerry Brooks, with me. Hey Jerry, thank you for joining me.
Thanks a lot, Kenny.
Hey, so to start my show, to loosen the air, make it smooth, kind of romantic out there, we like to do rapid fire questions. So get ready, be prepared. You good?
I'm all right. Let's go.
All right, what is your full name, Jerry?
My name is Jerry Brooks.
What is your business?
I am a soon-to-be podcaster. I also am a former newspaper columnist. I have a podcast coming up called In Black and White, and I have a website of the same name, inblackandwhite.com. I've had a lot of experience in the political world, media for over 20 years, the political world for over a quarter century, and look forward to this new chapter in my life.
Awesome. You just answered two of my other questions. What is your profession and what kinds of jobs? So we're good there. All right, tell me about your family.
Well, I'm originally from the South, from the Carolinas. I'm fifth generation. So when I tell people I'm Old South, I'm very Old South. And I spent most of my growing up years in the Pacific Northwest. Grew up in Portland, Oregon. I kind of hate admitting that given how the city's been the last few years, but yes. But I grew up there, lived in Seattle, lived in Phoenix, and now I've been here in the Reno area for about almost 3 years.
All right. And we don't hate you that you're not a local Nevadian, but that's okay. we still love you. Say hi to your mom, because I'm sure she's listening.
Well, hi, Mom. Great. If you're listening, I'll give you a call soon.
Perfect. Favorite superhero and why?
Superhero. I guess I don't have a real favorite, but I do like the X-Men. The X-Men movies. Probably Professor Xavier, Professor X, probably would be my favorite. He's a guy who's totally cerebral, which is a little bit of a reference to the computer that he uses to communicate with minds. But yeah, I would say Charles Xavier would probably be my favorite.
All right. What are your hobbies?
Well, I do love reading, and I love music. I love listening to music. I also love cooking. That's something growing up from an old Southern family I had to learn to do. Had a great time doing that. I love cooking for friends. Used to play golf before I ended up having some health issues, but that's pretty much what I do.
I like to cook too. You can tell because I eat it.
Yes, I know, Kenny. I've seen you work.
All right. What keeps you up at night?
Well, outside of a bum leg that always hurts, yeah, actually what keeps me up at night, I am really concerned about the future for. I mean, I don't have kids of my own, but I do have nieces and nephews that I love very much, and I do get concerned about what they go through and what the kind of world that they're going to inherit with all the craziness going on. So yeah, so that does tend to keep me up at night.
All right. I always worry for my kids too. Don't worry.
I understand.
But
you.
I'm part of that problem. I had kids. No. Just kidding, kids. I love you for listening. The biggest geek you would want to have drinks with.
The biggest geek I want to have drinks with. Well, I've never had that question asked, but I would have to say someone like perhaps maybe an Elon Musk. He fascinates me. I mean, he is definitely an innovator, visionary. It's kind of interesting to know how his mind works. So yeah,
All right. Are you an Apple or Android phone user?
Android.
I love you. Mac or PC?
PC.
See, this is why we can talk. How old were you when you got your first computer?
Well, I was kind of a late bloomer. I got my first computer when I was, if I remember correctly, about 32.
Wow.
Yeah, I was a little bit of a late bloomer. I couldn't afford a computer until about the mid 1990s. So I was about maybe 30, 31 years old, maybe 32.
Isn't that like you, Shanimal? Yeah, okay. Just checking.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I was. Yeah.
All right.
Commodore 64.
Oh,
My kids had one.
that works.
Yeah.
I had one of those too when I was like 4.
Was that the first one?
No, I had a Trash 80.
Yeah. So you leave me behind. I at Commodore, you lost me.
DC or Marvel?
Ooh, I'm afraid that's a toss-up because I have favorites in both. So I really can't say. I guess I would have to say both. I'm sorry. I can't. I just can't pick one.
Does it help if I go movie? Because I do Marvel movies, DC books or comics. It's my choice because I hate the DC movies.
Well, if you're talking movies strictly, I would lean more Marvel.
Okay. And what about comic books?
Wasn't really into comics. I wasn't that much of a geek. I was more into reading the classics. I was reading Shakespeare at 13
Okay.
and things like that. So I was
So
really a
you
geek.
are a geek. I would consider that a nerd.
Geek,
Not a
nerd.
geek. No,
yeah.
there's completely difference.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Completely different.
Well, I came from a family of teachers, so and one of them taught English and English lit, so I didn't get a choice.
We love our teachers. They need to be paid more. Favorite board game?
Monopoly.
Why?
I like it because they didn't just stick with one type. They've already had, they made different versions, and I like it that they've done that.
Perfect. Now, we're going to get to the news real quick. We got like 3 minutes to break, so we're going to go ahead and go through them real quick, and we'll get back to you after the break.
Gotcha.
But please interrupt me and join in.
Okay.
All right, so speaking on Elon Musk. Oh,
That's your news intro.
okay, perfect. I was like, are we going on break already?
I got a new news intro for you.
Oh, I appreciate that. Anyways, so Elon Musk, he has been ordered by the courts that he has to get pre-approval on his tweets Yeah. And like when I first read that, I was thinking, oh my God, not another Trump thing. Let's, squash the man there, no freedom of speech. But then I found out that he was misleading investors when I read the whole article. What do you think of that?
Well, now the fact that you looked at the whole article was a smart move, because if you just went by the headline itself, that itself is misleading. Because if you're going to mislead investors, I mean, you're going to have problems with the Federal Trade Commission, the Securities and Exchange Commission, and God knows how many alphabet agencies.
Right? Well, that's why I'm glad that the courts got involved on that. I think that was a smart move. I wish they had said that originally in the headlines, because that's what really irritates me about, especially when I'm reading tech news.
Mm-hmm.
So, but
any news, really.
Yeah, and as a CEO, you kind of got to watch what you say anyways, because you're the face of your company.
Exactly.
So, good for them.
Oh, it was a smart move. It's like, don't go looking for trouble.
Yeah. Now, which is more important? Well, let's go with the pot, because I'm a geek, so it runs rampant in my generation, or not my generation, but my type of people. So, Amazon announced on Tuesday that it supports the federal legalization of marijuana. So, and that the company is also revising their work policy that criticizes the employees working and giving a breaking neck pace, is what the article said. So they're not going to be testing anymore for pot in there or marijuana in their drug tests on the new employees, and they're re-looking at their work policies on their packaging and not making it such a stringent work environment.
Oh, yeah, I can understand the 10th Amendment type of thing versus, the federal. And I know Nevada, Washington State, and others have legalized marijuana, but this is going to be one of those the states versus the feds. So
awesome. Well, that's about it for news today. Thank you, Jerry, for joining me today. We'll come back right after the break and talk with you.
Thank you.
All right.
Hey, Dr. Phil here. I help people solve difficult and trying personal problems every day on my TV show, but there's one problem that's just got me stumped: childhood hunger. Nearly 16 million children in America struggle with it. That's 1 in 5 kids who may not know where their next meal is coming from, despite the fact that there's more than enough healthy, nutritious food out there to feed them all. Now, I don't know about you, but that is unacceptable to me. Luckily, the Feeding America network of good people is out there collecting surplus food and giving hope to hungry children and their families at local food banks all across the country. But let's face it, they can't do it without your help. Join me in supporting Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
Most of us like to be out in the sun. That's why sunscreen and other safety measures are key to protecting your skin from aging and cancer. The FDA recommends using a sunscreen with a sun protection factor, or SPF, of 15 or higher. Also, look for broad spectrum on the label. That means both harmful ultraviolet A and B rays are blocked. UVA rays age the skin, UVB rays burn, and both cause cancer. But the perfect sunscreen doesn't count if you use it wrong. Don't need sunscreen on a cloudy day? Wrong. 80% of UV rays still get through the haze. Only use sunscreen at the beach? Nope. Anytime you're outside, UV rays attack the skin, so you need protection. And you have to reapply sunscreen every 2 hours. Remember, SPF plus broad spectrum equal healthy fun in the sun. Visit www.fda.gov/sunscreen for more information. A message from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration.
Well, Jason, I've got to tell you, you're pretty much everything this company is looking for in an entry-level candidate.
Great.
Your resume isn't quite what we're used to, but you've got a fantastic work ethic.
Thank you.
And I'm impressed by how you carry yourself.
So, should we talk about the job?
What? The job? Oh, sorry. Yeah, I have no way of recruiting or even meeting you. This interview didn't happen.
It may sound ridiculous, and that's because it kind of is. There's a huge pool of talent your company is missing out on. Meet the grads of life. Who are they? Talent worth knowing about. Young adults of unique determination and experience. An ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or even mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
Man, we really could have used him.
Don't miss out on a resource many innovative companies have already discovered. Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
This overload.
Shannon Lawson here. Join us for the Nevada Radio Roundup, Fridays at 2 p.m. A good news variety show all about the local scene. The Nevada Roundup, Friday at 2.
Welcome back to Geek Speak, sponsored by Datto. Datto is the world's leading provider of cloud-based software and security solutions, purpose-built for delivery by managed service providers. Datto solutions defend against costly downtime and data loss in servers, virtual machines, cloud applications, or anywhere data resides. This is Kenny McCormick, and thanks for listening.
Hey everyone, I just wanted to welcome back my guest, Jerry Brooks, with Black and Right podcast, which should be coming out pretty soon. You'll have your own website.
Yeah,
Once
absolutely.
your web guy actually gets off his butt. That would be this guy. So, yes.
I'm grateful.
Well, thank you. And speaking of being grateful, I got this wonderful person. I don't know if you guys remember a couple weeks ago when I had Antoinette Williamson from CRBR. I can't say the rest of the name because I'm horrible at memorizing. But I just wanted to do a shout out to her. Say, can't wait to you guys, because I know you guys are going to be my future sponsor soon. So I'm excited once the paperwork gets done. I love you, Antoinette. Can't wait to hear from you. Anyways, Jerry.
Yes.
So, you're a podcaster. You're working on it. You're getting everything up. You're building your reputation. You're getting your equipment ready. How's it going?
Well, it is definitely it is a challenge, but I don't mind a challenge. I mean, sure, I have a lot to learn, and I don't delude myself into thinking that I don't. But I always want to do well at this, and it's taken a while to pick up the right equipment and things of that nature. I mean, technology and I have had kind of a love-hate relationship over the years. I mean, I love some of the things that it can do, but I also hate trying to have to learn new things because I'm not exactly the most tech savvy.
Welcome to my world.
Well, yeah. I mean, if it's a question of you versus me, and who's the more tech savvy, it's like you win. And
no, there is no question. No.
No, I don't. My ego's not that big. No, but
mine is.
Yeah, I kind of know that, but that's not really the point. It's like all I know is it's like you do good work, and I want to do well, and I'm grateful for your help.
Good. Well, you're welcome. And what would be one thing for those future podcasters, or who want to be a podcaster, that you would want to have known before you had begun becoming a podcaster?
More than likely, it would have been, okay, what are the things that I really need as far as equipment and learning, hardware, software, how to do certain things like, audio editing, video editing, things of that nature. So take the time, do some homework, a little bit of research on what's good equipment, what can you afford, and things of that. Things of that nature.
Anyways,
sorry.
No worries.
My apologies.
I love that cough button. The first time I was ever on radio, it was like 2 years ago. I had to cough, and I hit the cough button, and you could hear me coughing so loud in the thing. It was pointless for me to even hit the button. I might as well just coughed in the mic.
Excellent!
All right. So, what is your biggest failure so far? And what did you learn from it?
my biggest failure is not planning as well as I should have. I mean, the old saying goes, it's like people don't plan to fail, they fail to plan. And I learned that, I said, okay, I've got a lot to learn. I have made a few mistakes, spent money I probably shouldn't have.
Yep.
But I learned from it. And so I learned to go beyond myself, talk to people who are more knowledgeable, and not get my ego in the way.
That works. I noticed, like, this is just because I've been helping you out lately. The one thing that I noticed was, like, when you first brought in what equipment you were bringing or buying, I looked at it and was just like, well, this isn't going to work. And, like, we had to manipulate that. And then you came in with something that you already had from years ago. That works just fine. So, I mean, I know as an IT guy, I always look at them. I'm always buying junk. I'll admit it. Like, my wife will tell you, I'm Pigpen, the kid from Charlie Brown with the blanket and dust goes everywhere. Well, my mother-in-law used to say I'd be the same guy, but with computer parts. So, yes. So look around, double check what you had prior is the one thing I would have said for you. But other than that, I mean, I think you're on the right track now. Definitely, I'm really excited about hearing some of them once I get off my butt and finish that favorite.
It's okay.
What advice would you give someone who wants to pursue podcasting?
Well, what I would probably say, and I've told people who've been kind of asking me, it's like, I mean, are you going to be famous? I said, it's not about whether I'm famous or not. I have an entirely different attitude. I want to be faithful to what I feel like I've been called to do in life. Anything that's beyond that is, if I get famous, that's just gravy. That's the icing on the cake. But I just want to do what I've done for many years. I've done it on television, and now having a chance to do podcasting is about as close as I can get to radio. But I still would love to do radio. It's kind of like a bucket list thing for me.
Whatever, I'll do what I want.
Right on.
Okay. That kind of caught me by surprise.
I just checked a check mark off your bucket list. You're on radio. What's up? Now you can die on me. Don't really. Your mom would kill me.
Yeah, she would. I promise you she would.
All right. So, what are the best resources that you have to help get people along the way?
Well, a lot of what I've had to do, a lot of researching, finding the right platform. I mean, sure, it might take a while. It may not. I don't know, as far as getting subscribers, listeners, or whatever. But I'm looking to as many platforms as I can get on, and also kind of learning the concept of grassroots marketing. A lot of that is friends I know across the country who are very much like-minded, and I encourage them. Here's the link. Send it in an email or something on a Facebook message, Instagram, Twitter, whatever. It's like using social media to your advantage.
Social media is a great aspect for that. I know everyone will say word of mouth is always the best. So do it. Being a business owner, you learn. Referrals are awesome. So get yourself out there. Make sure you're good. Talk to people. Make sure it's what they want.
Oh, absolutely. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I know for the radio station, every week, I'm talking to my listeners. Hence my shout out to Antoinette. And also my sponsors, Dado, Megan, I love you. Great backup solution if you ever need one. But both of them I'm always reaching out, asking what they feel, how they feel. Same thing with a couple of my customers that listen to me. Jay Johnson, he's a print guy in my building. He's amazing. You guys ever want to talk to him, give me a call. I'll introduce you guys. He does checks and all the business cards and stuff. Amazing guy. I'm asking their opinion. Like Jay told me last week, you're too low. Barely can hear you. Cool. I'll fix that this week. So I think I got it. Hopefully I did. If not, Shannon will give me the signal.
Sounds great.
Oh, thanks.
Yep, sounds great, man.
So those are the things that I would do. But I mean, I think you're a good start. Who are the 3 people who have been the most influential for you?
Oh, that's a lot easier. Certainly my mother, for sure. She's one tough lady. She was the one who taught me how to speak up for myself, stand up for myself, think for myself. And so, in a sense, yeah, I'm a little bit of a mama's boy, but I consider that a badge of honor. And my grandparents. A lot of their values were my values. I adopted them as I grew up.
Oh, good. Where can our listeners connect with you online?
You can certainly go to In Black and Right, just like it's spelled, INBLACKANDRIGHT.com. I also am on Facebook and Instagram.
Perfect. And do they just look up that In Black and Right?
Yeah.
In Facebook, Instagram, and all that good stuff?
Oh, yeah. Definitely more on Instagram than Facebook, but yeah, I just exactly like it's spelled, just as one word.
Yeah, and then hopefully we'll actually have the podcasting platform set up for you either today or tomorrow, as long as the world doesn't blow up on me again. And
well,
that should be
so.
In blackandwrite.k4net.ninja.
Yes, and there will be on the website a link as well, so folks can go to the website, click on the link, and go directly to listen.
Perfect. So, basically, what is your podcast going to be about?
It's going to be news, current events, society, culture, and maybe other things that might pique my interest, but mostly just going to start with that. That's quite a bit, because content is not my problem.
All right, and do they have an email that they can reach you at?
Absolutely. You can email me at info@inblackandwrite.com.
Perfect, and thank you, Jerry, for being on our show today.
It's a pleasure. Thank you,
and
Ken.
thank you guys for listening.
Thank you for listening to Geek Speak, sponsored by Datto. This is Kenny McCormick, CEO of Celtic Fish, connecting our community one network at a time. Listen locally to Geek Speak on 1060 AM KFOY or on the web at americamatters.us.
USA Radio News with Dan Naraki.
President Biden is calling on more Americans to get vaccinated against COVID-19 as part of what he's calling a month of